So Emmanuel, early on in this conversation, you started speaking about the farm, and you talked about how people were working on the farm and every Thursday and so on, and the crops doing well. You mentioned that people are, the part of the benefit of that is that people, it connects people to the soil, and it connects people to each other. And when you and I were talking the other day, and I was asking and prompting you about reflections on the just our world circumstance and the challenges we're all facing today. And you made a reflection that the heart only has one language. And I just invite you to speak for just a few minutes to pick that up.
Yeah, thank you,
We
Larry,
can leave
for
us with that.
thank you, Larry, for that. I think this idea or what made me to speak such is that you asked some questions in terms of what is happening in the world right now and why might be there more conflict than peace. And for me, I said, as a farmer and how I feel from the soil and feeling other people, I feel we as human race, there's a time we haven't done right to ourselves, to the soil, and to nature at large. In terms of what we eat, in terms of how we live in generally to each other, we 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 use our mind more often than using our heart. Our heart is same. And when I say our heart is same, I mean that the color of the heart is same. It's only outside that we may see ourselves in different colors. But even if we don't speak to one another, we don't know the language of one another, as long as we stand on the soil, we can feel one another. And once we feel one another, we get to know the needs of the other person and how we can help and how we can support. Because the language of the heart is one and is mostly is love. Because if love is in the heart, it can be felt. Even if it's not spoken, it can be felt. So that language can reveal and bring people back to where we have made a mistake or where did we divert and let our original way of living. So that if we can just try to come back a little bit and see exactly what made us to be separated from one another. Is it of what we eat? Because earlier before we could work together in the farm, we could feel one another's, we could work with the soil, we could do this, but nowadays a few people wants to feed the whole world. So if few people want to feed the whole world and the population of the world is growing on daily basis, it becomes a conflict on its own. And this brings a different way of communication, mostly by speaking a language that we don't understand. But if we can at least trace back the language of our own heart, we can make a change. We can create, and I can see you as a human being. I can see you as my partner in life in making this environment more, or this earth more livable than we are doing right now. So that is how I could say, and that's how I came up and say the language, the heart has only one language, and that is love. Even if you don't speak it, but if it dwells in your heart, one can feel it.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome.
Thank you.
So with this sort of message of taking back our own language of our own hearts, love and appreciation to each of you. And yeah, if it works to jump on the next call, I'll invite you in. And All right. Be well. Stay safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Everybody.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.